why you suck at Kano is simple. You have not played enough games. I'd say it takes about 200 to 300 games to start being good at the hero. There could be a few other factors, like not taking your time, or even random small things that add up throughout the game that you're unaware of what you're doing. We'll go over those in this video. This hero takes time to learn. Like any other, I think this one takes a little bit more time than others, just due to the strategy of the hero. So I recommend getting your reps in, either by goldfishing your deck, like you play it in front of yourself, or like, cool, 2 to 3 card hands. Okay, I can do this combo with this hand. Oh, I wasn't able to do this because my hand was light on resources, stuff like that. Or you can do Talishar or in-person matches. So in-person and Talishar, I think, are the better options, as you get a better back and forth realistically of how your deck is going to operate, because you have cards like CNC you can't always account for in goldfishing, and other things like interruptions, attack reactions that you didn't think about. A lot of this deck is muscle memory. So it's just like, all right, I Kano, I search for the guest card, play the card, Kano again, and I get blazing. These are things that you just get when you play enough games and you just do the reps. You need to find the card repetition of like, okay, cool, I have these 4 cards. I know I can make this line with those 4 cards. Like, even with my year of playing Kano, I still miss things. Like, look at this clip from my live. What am I looking for? I have no idea. I just want to hit them for 8. And they have 1 wildfire left. We're essentially playing almost post combo here at that time. In that small clip there, you couldn't quite see it due to my live setup. There was already a wildfire that had dealt 4 damage. And they were at a good amount of health. They were, I think, 29 in the clip. And if my other wildfire, which I had sent, would hit for 4, that'd make 8 damage on the next spell. I had the resources available to send that zap. I don't know why I just didn't keep it on top. That's a guaranteed free spell. That would have done another 9 damage. So together from 29, we deal 8 with the wildfire, so we're down to 21. Then we deal another 9. So we go down to 21 from 9. That's 8 left. It'd be at 12. That's a huge amount of damage I missed out on. Just due to the fact of I had a lot going on. DM Armada was in my chat. I'm like, oh, super excited. I got to make sure I'm not doing anything stupid. So I got a little excited. But this is just a case in point where you could be overlooking something like, oh, I don't need a zap. Or it's like, if you just had stopped, thought about it, been a little bit more patient. I was excited to have 2 wildfires going on. Like I said, DM Armada was in my chat. But yeah, we just got to be a little bit more patient with what we're doing. And we could have missed out on a decent chunk of damage that, granted, it would not have killed. It would have outright won me the game from there. But I would have been well past the halfway point on turn 0. So I'm redrawing up after this and starting my turn with 4 new cards. So just need to stop, think, and be a little bit patient. Speaking of patience, you're probably playing too fast and not thinking of what's best to play for that line that you have. So I have the same problem. Let's breathe and think. You get an hour to play these games. Even if you're using only 2 to 3 minutes each turn to think, that's 15 minutes used after 5 turns. So like you take 2 to 3 minutes on your turn, like I think, what am I doing? That's 15 minutes. Use another minute on your opponent's turn. That's another 20 minutes you just used on 5 turns. So you got a lot of time. And honestly, at the current meta stands, 5 turns in most decks is about where we're going to be ending the game anyways. So 20 minutes is not a lot of time. You can even take more time than that. Obviously, don't slow play. but you need to ensure that you're counting your resources. Count your resources, count your resources. The reason I say this is super important, a lot of my losses were due to me miscounting and wasting resources I have to get nothing out of it. Like I have a lesson banished and I'm blind flipping Kano, where I could have used those 3 resources to start my combo, send lessons, have an extra potion to send a Kano on the stack with the lessons. So I Kano, play lessons, and then I have a guaranteed card that I'm going to find versus I'm just randomly flipping Kanos. It's like, oh, I find a zap. Or I could find another extender. And if I just count, take my break, play a little bit smarter, I'll see those things. Like even if I don't find the best card, I can find a card that does a little bit more damage, or I could even just flat out win the game with just taking a little bit of time to think. If you like my content, and you want more, subscribe. Look at this graphic up here. Only 10% of you who are watching are subscribed. That's insane. This 10%, you're the best 10%. The other 90, I like you, but you could do better. I play Kano regardless of the meta, and you like Kano and you like listening to me talk, subscribe. All right, let's get back to the video. For those who have played their 300 games and think you take plenty of time for each of your actions and you're still not sure why you can't win with Kano, I highly recommend, if you have the resources available, record your matches. Either that's in person or on Talishar. Like the whole point of me on this channel is for me to review my footage and help other people get better at their own games as well. By reviewing what I could have done, some people are like, oh, I've made those same mistakes. But yeah, just download a screen recorder or use your phone to record the matches if you're capable. If you can't record and it's too much effort for your computer to have a screen recorder and playing Talishar at the same time, at the bare minimum, take post-match notes. I'm saying get a sticky note, a notepad, a notes section on your computer. After each match, write down, it's like, hey, it was against this hero. I did this, this, and that. I think I could have done this better. They had an interesting card that did that, what I wasn't expecting. Things like that. Just write down each notes, categorize it for each hero if you have the time for that. And just look at them after each match. Like go back at the end of the week. It's like, okay, cool. Here were my matches I practiced this week. Okay, cool. I had difficulty against this hero, this hero. Oh, this card was really annoying. I need to look out for that. Or this interaction was I wasn't expecting. Now I know it's to look for it. And also just look for any patterns that you're doing. Like, hey, I messed up here. Oh, I messed up here again. Oh, I did that same mistake here. I kept doing that. Okay, well, now I know, hey, when this card shows up, I keep doing this. Okay, let's not do that this time. See if that makes a difference. Or, hey, I did this and I did something good happened. Oh, I did it again? Cool. Every time this happens, I get a lot of return out of it. I get a lot of good stuff happens. Okay, well, keep those in mind. You can even, what I'd like to do is I keep track of, hey, my bad behaviors and my good behaviors. Like I'm well aware on Talishar I play too fast. So I slow it down, I stream, so that way I can communicate to other people what I'm doing. That's my route for it. You don't have to do that, but look at that. And write down any questions that come up. Like, hey, this interaction was weird, ask a judge, or stuff like that. Or just questions in general. You can take those to like the Kano Discord. There are plenty of people there that will help out. I communicate every time I have an issue. I'm like, hey, this hero's giving me troubles. What is everybody else doing against them? And I've started winning more games that way against those particular heroes. Or if you aren't a big fan of Discord, write them in my comment section. I have a decent amount of people come by and give me advice in my comment section as well. So maybe they'll see your question and answer it for you. Or if I have an answer, I can also reply to you as well. Or you can just straight up ask your opponent when the match is over. I'm like, hey, did you see any lines where you're like, oh man, if he just played this way, it would have made a huge dent in my life, or I'm glad you didn't play this way because it would have messed me up. Some people will give you advice because they might have played some other wizards, or just in general, they're like, hey, yeah, if you just blocked here a little bit better, you wouldn't have gotten that on hit I sent towards you. So just open communication. Flesh and Blood is a very giving community. We are very welcoming and letting people know it's like, hey, yeah, this is what I thought you could have done better. And my final tip is watch gameplay of tournaments, like actual high level players that are very good at the deck, and watch them. Take notes. Don't have it on the side listening while you're playing some other game. Lock in and get the answers you need. Copy what they do so you can be the one giving advice and winning games, because that's what I want. Like, comment, subscribe.